John, quick question.
Hey Sarah, of course. What's going on?
Okay, so I have been struggling with something for a while now. What is the actual difference between could, would, and should?
Oh, wow, that is a great one. Honestly, so many people ask me this.
Right? I hear them everywhere on Netflix shows and work emails and meetings.
Yeah, exactly. Even in those professional Slack messages everyone's sending now.
Yes, and every time I try to use them, I just freeze. I have no idea which one to pick.
Well, you are definitely not alone in that, Sarah. Most native English learners feel the exact same way.
Wait, before we dive into these confusing phrases, we have a tiny request. Please subscribe to the Native English podcast.
Brought to you by Native English Stories. It really keeps us motivated to do these marvelous episodes for you all.
Okay, John, I usually just guess and hope for the best on these.
Okay, well, today we are going to fix that problem for good.
Please, my brain is completely exhausted from trying to figure out grammar rules.
Here's the thing, though. Forget the grammar rules. I have a little secret for you.
Ooh, I love a good secret. Tell me everything.
You do not actually have a grammar problem.
Wait, seriously? Then what is my problem?
You have a politeness problem.
A politeness problem? Does that mean I'm being rude?
No, not rude at all. But in English, these three words are how we show respect and warmth to other people.
Oh, that's actually a really interesting way to think about it.
So here's my promise to you today. By the time we're done, you'll know exactly how to sound polite, natural, and totally confident using just 3 small words.
3 words? That sounds manageable.
Completely manageable. And before we dive in, I want you to just relax for a second.
Okay, relaxing. Deep breath.
Good, because today there are 0 boring grammar lessons, no textbooks, no formulas.
Oh, thank goodness. I genuinely cannot stand those old school grammar drills.
I know. This is all about real conversations, the kind you actually have every day.
Okay, I am genuinely excited now. What is the big idea?
The big idea is this. 3 tiny words can completely transform the way people see you when you speak English.
Just 3 words can do all that?
Just 3. Could, would, and should.
They sound so simple, though, almost too simple.
They are simple, but they are incredibly powerful. Think about it this way. Imagine you roll out of bed on a Saturday morning and throw on an old hoodie and some joggers.
Yes, that is literally my weekend look.
That's totally casual, right? Normal and comfortable. Now imagine you're heading to an important job interview and you put on a sharp blazer, nice trousers, clean shoes.
Oh, completely different energy.
Exactly. These 3 words are like that blazer. They upgrade everything you say.
Wow, I really like that. It's like a style upgrade for your words.
Perfectly said. All right, let's start with the first word, could.
C-O-U-L-D, could. Okay, I'm ready.
Great. So picture this. You're working in a busy open plan office. You know those modern ones with all the glass walls and standing desks?
Oh yes, very trendy right now.
Very trendy. So you're carrying a huge stack of files and folders, and your hands are completely full. You get to the door, and someone is standing right there. What do you say?
Probably something like, "Can you open the door?"
Good. That works. Totally fine. It's natural English. But now listen to this version. Could you open the door?
Could you open the door? That does feel a bit softer, actually.
Right? And that softness is exactly the magic of could. Can is just a basic question. It's almost like asking if someone is physically capable of doing something.
Like, do your arms actually function?
Exactly. But could turns it into a polite, respectful request. It shows you value that person's time and effort.
I see. So it's not about ability at all. It's about showing respect.
Spot on. Now let's put this in a real situation. Imagine you're in a video call with a new client. Very common these days, right?
Oh, absolutely. Half my meetings are on Zoom now.
Same. So you need the client to look at a proposal you just shared on the screen. Do you say, "Can you read this document?"
That does sound a little bit like a command, honestly.
Exactly. It sounds like you're directing them rather than asking them. So instead,
Could you read this document?
perfect. And if you want to go the extra mile,
Could you please read this document?
wow, yes, now you sound like someone who really knows how to communicate professionally.
I feel like I just leveled up. Is that the right phrase?
Yes, that's exactly the right phrase. Okay, one more example with could. You've just joined a new team and your manager assigns you a task, but the instructions are totally unclear.
Oh, that happens all the time. Very stressful.
So what do you say to your manager?
Could you explain the task in a bit more detail?
Beautiful. That's respectful, professional, and confident all at once. So could is your go-to word whenever you want to ask someone to do something without it feeling pushy.
Could you help me? Could you send me that file? Could you join the call early?
Yes, you're a natural, Sarah.
Okay, I'm loving this. What's the second word?
The second word is all about turning your wishes into something elegant.
Ooh, elegant. I like the sound of that already.
The word is would.
W-O-U-L-D, would.
Exactly. New picture for your mind. You are sitting at one of those cozy little coffee shops that everyone is obsessed with right now. You know, the aesthetic ones with the plants everywhere and the indie music playing.
Haha, yes, I know exactly the vibe. Very Instagram-worthy.
Totally. The server comes over to your table and smiles. What do you say?
Normally, I would just say, I want a latte.
Okay, so think about how that sounds. I want. Now think about a small child in a grocery store.
Oh, no. I want candy. I want that toy.
Exactly. I want is very direct. It is raw and a little demanding. It is not rude exactly, but it is not polished either.
So I have been ordering coffee like a 5-year-old this whole time.
A little bit, but here's the upgrade. Instead of I want a latte, say this. I would like a latte, please.
I would like a latte, please. Oh, wow. That sounds so much more graceful.
Right? It's the same request, but it feels completely different. The server is going to smile back at you automatically.
It's like the difference between texting someone, call me, versus, would you have time for a quick call?
Oh, that is such a perfect modern example. Exactly that feeling. Now let's take would into a professional setting. You need to schedule a meeting with your manager.
Okay, so I definitely would not say, I want a meeting with you. That sounds intense.
It really does. It sounds like you're about to deliver some very serious news.
So instead, I would like to schedule a meeting with you this week.
Excellent. Completely professional and polite. Now, what if you want to offer something to a coworker? Say they're struggling with a presentation and you want to help.
Do I still use would?
You do, but you flip it into a question. Watch this. Would you like some help with that?
Oh, would you like some help with that? That is so warm. It doesn't put any pressure on them at all.
Exactly. You're offering, not insisting. It respects their choice completely.
So just to recap, could is for asking people nicely to do things for you.
Correct?
And would like is for expressing what you want politely.
Perfect.
And would you like is for making a kind offer to someone else.
Spot on. You are absolutely nailing this, Sarah.
It really is starting to feel natural, like I just needed someone to explain the feeling behind the words, not just the rule.
That's exactly it. Grammar books give you the formula, but real fluency comes from understanding the emotion behind the words.
Totally. Okay, so I have could and I have would. That means we have one left.
One left, and this one is really important, especially in professional life and friendships.
Okay, I'm fully focused. Give it to me.
The third word is should.
S-H-O-U-L-D, should.
Right. New scene. You're sitting at your desk and you look completely overwhelmed. Deadlines everywhere, your inbox is out of control.
Oh, wow, that's basically every Monday morning.
So true. I'm your colleague. I walk past and I see the stress on your face. I want to help. If I say to you, talk to your manager about this, how does that feel?
Honestly, it feels like a command, like you're telling me what to do.
And when you're already stressed, the last thing you need is someone barking instructions at you.
Exactly. It would make me feel worse, not better.
So now listen to this version. You should talk to your manager about this.
You should talk to your manager. Oh, that's so different. It feels like you actually care.
Right? It feels like a friend giving you a helpful nudge, not a boss giving you an order.
It's like a warm, gentle push in the right direction.
Exactly. And the key thing is, with should, the other person still has full choice. You're not forcing anything, you're just sharing a good idea.
So it's advice, not a command.
Perfectly put. Let's run through some quick real-life examples. Your friend has a big job interview tomorrow and they've spent all evening scrolling through social media instead of preparing.
Oh no. What do I tell them?
You should probably review the company's website tonight.
Friendly advice, no judgment in it.
None at all. Here's another one. A teammate at work looks completely burnt out. They've been doing overtime for 2 weeks straight.
You should take a day off and recharge properly.
Beautiful. Kind, caring, professional. Now, a bigger work scenario. Your whole team is going back and forth over a project decision and no one can agree. You need your manager to step in.
You should make a final call on this so we can move forward.
Perfect. Helpful guidance, not pressure. You're steering without pushing.
This is honestly changing how I think about communication in general.
It really does go beyond just English. It's about how you make people feel when you speak to them.
Okay, so let's put all three together. Same situation, different words.
Let's do it. You need help from a colleague.
Normal English, can you help me? Polite English, could you help me?
Excellent.
You're at a restaurant. I want sparkling water. I would like sparkling water, please.
Your friend is going through something tough and needs a little push.
Call someone. You should call someone you trust.
You have nailed all three perfectly.
Wow, it really does feel like a superpower.
Okay, now let us have a little fun. I'm going to say some rude or clunky sentences and you fix them.
Oh, the error lab. Okay, I'm ready.
First one. Hey, I need you to send me the report right now.
Could you send me the report when you get a chance?
So much better. Next one. I want a callback from you today.
I would like a callback from you today, if possible.
Perfect. Last one. Your work is messy. Do it again.
Oh, wow, that is brutal. You should review your work one more time. There are a few things worth polishing.
Brilliant. You turned something harsh into something genuinely helpful.
I feel like I could handle any professional conversation now.
Let us test that with a real role play. No pausing, no explaining, just natural conversation. We are coworkers working on a product launch.
Ready. Action.
Hey Sarah, do you have a second?
Hey, John, of course. What is up?
I'm trying to put together the final launch plan. Could you share the social media calendar with me?
Yes, absolutely. I will send it over in a few minutes. Oh, and I would like to go over the budget breakdown with you before the end of the day.
Good idea. I was actually going to bring that up too. Some of the numbers look a bit off.
I noticed that as well. You should double check the vendor quotes because a few of them seem outdated.
Great catch. I will do that right now. Would you like me to set up a quick call this afternoon so we can align on everything?
Yes, that would be perfect. Could you book it for around 3 o'clock?
Done. See you then.
And cut. Oh, wow, that felt so smooth and natural.
It was genuinely impressive. You used all three words perfectly without even hesitating.
I did not even think about it once. I just focused on the situation and the feeling.
And that right there is real fluency, not memorizing rules, feeling the language.
This has honestly been one of the most useful things I have learned in a long time.
All right, let's lock it in with a final summary. Word 1, could.
Polite request, like, could you help me with this?
Word 2, would.
Polite desire or offer, like, I would like to discuss this, or would you like some help?
Word 3, should.
Friendly advice, like, you should take a break, you deserve it.
Sarah, you are officially a politeness expert now.
Ha, Professor John, thank you so much. I came in here thinking I had a grammar problem.
And you're leaving knowing you just needed the feeling behind the words.
Speak English, but speak it with kindness.
That's our golden line for today, because when you communicate with warmth and respect, people genuinely want to help you and work with you.
I really believe that. Words are so powerful.
They really are. Now, to everyone listening right now, here's your fun little challenge.
Homework time, but the good kind.
Drop 3 sentences in the comments, 1 using could, 1 using would, and 1 using should.
Real situations from your actual life, your workplace, your friendships, your daily routine.
We'll read every single one, and if you make a small mistake, don't worry at all.
Not even a little. We'll help you fix it gently.
Could you leave us a comment? And do check out the pinned comment also.
I would like to read what you write with all my heart.
And you should definitely subscribe to Native English Stories so you never miss a lesson.
Look at us practicing what we preach.
All right, that's everything for today. Thank you so much for being here, Sarah.
Thank you, John, and thank you to everyone who listened all the way to the end.
Keep practicing, keep growing, and remember, you don't have a grammar problem.
You just needed the right words used the right way.
See you in the next episode. Bye-bye, everyone.
Goodbye.